Welcome back to God's Autobiography. My name is Stephen French, and here we are. Episode 45, coming up super close to 50. I've got, today's Friday, so next week we'll finish off the first half of these. I'm going to take a little break after that, maybe a week or two, and then start dumping in more time and energy into this little production. Things might actually start to become amusing for people to watch. But in the meantime, we're still here. And one of the topics I've had on my list for a long time is a topic of first times for things that I've done, I guess. Figured we'd go that route today. I'm a bit of a late bloomer to just about all of the things that people do for a first time, in which the first times are notable. The first time I was drunk, I was 22. I had some drinks before that, shared a beer with my brother when I was like 11, but never drunk, not even to my recollection, like tipsy or buzzed from anything before. But in 2012, during a big old hurricane, we didn't have power for 8 days. So me and my ex-girlfriend at the time, we'd spend a lot of time just kind of bouncing between her apartment and my house. And I don't know, when we were in her apartment, we just bought wine a few times, and we would drink enough wine and get kind of sleepy and fall asleep. And one day we were like, hey, we should just get whiskey instead. So we did that. We bought, I remember I got American Honey Wild Turkey. She had a bottle of Jameson. I drank about half of mine and a glass of hers. And I recall my first drunk thought, and it was actually pretty funny for me. We're sitting on her bed, or her futon, and I had to go to the bathroom, and I stood up, and my first drunk thought was, I really have to pee sitting down. That's a new requirement in my life. And that was, I don't know, maybe giggle. It was a good time. We can actually go back a year, because the first time this kid did the sex was at 21, the year prior. I was dating this girl in college. I only had a couple, like, not really counting relationships before that. Dated this girl for about 6 months. And yeah, it actually wasn't really like a special event. It was just, we dated for a couple months at the time, and then it just happened. And it was like, I wasn't like avoiding it. I wasn't trying to get laid before that. It was just like, when it happens, it'll happen. And then it happened, and it happened. But that was also the first time I ever had a condom break. That's fun. Real fun for your first time to also be your first scare. That was awesome. So much fun. Thank you, Trojan, for that. Move along. The first time that I was high, actually also 21. So it went the order of sex, weed, alcohol. So that was when I was in my dorm at Stony Brook. After that, I moved off campus. I was living in Rocky Point with some buddies. Lived there for a while. And then during that stay, I wanted to try it with my homies. I had heard that it might help with tricking to kind of slow things down. That was totally true. I actually really prefer training with a little bit of a high. And yeah, solid time. I tried like several times at the house in Rocky Point, and to no effect. I had talked about this in a previous story. And then I accidentally got high while drinking too many energy drinks at the same time, or 5-hour energy shots, 2 of them, 10 hours of energy. That was awful. There's a whole story about that one. And then, fast forward a few years later, last year, 2017, August 22nd, was the first time I had ever taken a psychedelic, and that was during the full totality eclipse. Just moved out to Colorado, did another little video about this. We drove up to Wyoming and found a tight little spot to check the eclipse out, and then I think like on the way up, or maybe even like the day after we got there, because we stayed over the night before and just camped out, my buddy said, hey, 2 of us brought mushrooms, and I've got about 4 grams, but I was only going to eat maybe half of them. Would you be interested in the rest? I was like, dude, I've been waiting for an opportunity to dive into this realm, see what it's like. I would love to. Thank you. And I took those, and it was an incredible time. I'll have more videos on psychedelics in general. So yeah. One time before that, we had tried mushrooms at the house on Long Island, but I don't think we had enough, and the vibe was kind of fucked. And nothing really happened for any of us, so I don't know if I count that. The guy who gave it to us said that they were like crazy old, didn't know if they would have lost potency. I don't even know if it's a thing with mushrooms, but regardless, we ate them, no effect. There it was. Then I might have mentioned this one. I think I did the the most recent Memorial Day. I never remember what fucking day that's on. That's not really a day that I actually subscribe to for any reason. But we had gotten an opportunity to take LSD. I had ordered an Ehrlich reagent so we could test out what the not what the actual chemical composition was, but we can rule out some things versus others. So if you're interested in psychedelics, look up an Ehrlich reagent, EHRLICH. Hella good. It'll help you identify the classic psychedelics versus a lot of the other scientific compositions or chemical compositions, study drugs, whatever. So you'll know if you have LSD versus NBOME, which, unlike LSD, is pretty fatal at some pretty low doses. And you don't want to mix that shit up. It's I don't know. You might want to know what you're taking if you're about to enter an altered state of mind, because these chemicals, these molecules, they lend themselves to our intentions. And if you've got some paranoia in the back of the brain, they're gonna bring that to the front. So get as much peace of mind as you can. Pick up an Ehrlich reagent for like $20. That was awesome. My buddy's mailing me one here because we just got access to getting a few more tabs out in this area, and I'm gonna try to go a little bit deeper this time. I'm gonna test the tabs out again just to make sure, and yeah, I'm gonna experience that realm a little bit. I plan on doing it a few times. Plan on going deeper and deeper. I plan on learning a bunch about myself. So let's get on thinking. That's weed, alcohol, sex, mushrooms, psilocybin. Oh, mushrooms, psilocybin, mushrooms, and LSD. Out of all like the notable first, that's probably all that there are. I do recall my first double back, but I don't remember how old I was, and there's a video about it somewhere on the internet. But that was a big enough moment that it meant a lot to me. I think that's it. This is a super short video. I've been pretty bummed about this guy being fucked up. Might talk about it later. But I've been putting a lot of work into my game development channel, so I'm gonna get back to doing that. I've got 2 more parts of a Tetris tutorial to hopefully record both today, upload at least one of them. But that's all for God's Autobiography, episode 45. I love you. I don't know who you are, but you got a place right here. Enjoy your day, and yeah, do something with it. Go climb a tree.